Welcome back. At the end of the previous part, we got a call from Carl, and he wanted to meet us at the Garnier District Hotel. Now, we do know from C's route that we are actually there as well with Lapis and Nadia. But it just depends what time frame we're at, what time of day. It's the same day, because it says so on the left, but what time? Right, so let's head on over to the Garnier District, the entrance. I mean, I don't see him at the ice cream and crepes. That's where we left them. Pretty much, anyway.
I don't sense anyone following me now. So why did I sense it before?
Did something happen, Reed?
I mean, these two...
There's the Opera House. Remember when we used to only know Vita as a singer here, Elliot?
Her world felt so far away, but now we've been on the same stage. They actually invited me to come back too, so I'll save you guys a seat.
Nice, looking forward to it.
Yeah, these two were not here on C's route. So what's going on there? But let's start inside here at the jeweler's. Pretty much the same as we remember it. Again, from C's route.
The jewelry they got inside these babies is always so pretty. Pretty enough to buy for me. Right, you sis?
Ask me again in a decade.
You got it, Sugar Daddy. I'm gonna hold you to it. Just don't go broke so you can splurge on me.
You're ridiculous.
The way they interact is so sweet.
In its own way. Yeah. Good day, and pardon me, but that uniform tells me you're from Thor's. That's right. Is there something you needed from us? Not at all. It's just that I share something of a connection to the Academy. A few years ago, Phantom Thief B stole the Crimson Tiara, a national treasure, and Thor's students actually got it back. Yeah, I remember it well. Quite some time has passed since then, but looking at all of you reminded me. Wait, wasn't that during our field studies? Yeah, it brings back some wild memories. I think that was our very first encounter with Phantom Thief B. My word, you're those very students? I was on a different field study, so I'm afraid I wasn't present. But from what I heard at the time, it was rather difficult for all of you to solve his riddles. You guys act cool now, but even you were wet behind the ears back then, huh? Yeah, we've come a long way. What an incredible coincidence this is. Yes, a coincidence. I really can't thank you all enough for what you did back then. Please, if I can ever help you in here, let me know. You've all grown up so handsomely that I didn't even recognize you. I'm terribly moved. We've long strengthened our security. It still wouldn't be enough for Phantom Thief B, would it? It really wouldn't. So, we haven't had another incident with the Crimson Tiara ever since then. And that's all thanks to you. Nah, he'd still get through somehow. Our new princess happened to wear none other than this very tiara on display. The details are under wraps, but I can spare a little nugget or two. I wonder if any of these are pretty much the same, because this feels the same. You see, the tiara that had passed down in the royal family, and that was stolen, was returned. That tiara was then worn during the wedding and banquet, and then she switched this tiara after changing. I do admit to a touch of disappointment, but I'm not surprised they came to adore the brilliant shine of that legendary tiara. That to me just implies they're just spouting off. Like, imagine this a real life situation. They've got all these like practice lines like, oh, here comes another one. Right, let me get up my script. Yes, this tiara is... That's what it implies. Truth be told, sales of jewels have taken a hit since the war. I'm sure all high-end boutiques are in the same position right now. I've paid that much attention to the economy until it started working against me, but I'm feeling its ire now. Yeah, we'll go around assuming the ones we've spoken to on C's route are the same. Especially because that one had a grey. I haven't heard much about Phantom Thief B these days, makes you wonder what they're up to. I'm not a fan, to be clear. They stole from here. They're my mortal enemy now. Every single day I swear to myself that I'll never let them steal another thing out from under my nose again. Yeah, you had a grey talk. So let's see. Were these guys around? They were, weren't they? Yeah, you can see they've got the grey. We'll assume, for now, anyone who's got a grey, unless they're significant, that we've already spoken to them within the confines of like what their dialogue is and stuff like that. These two, obviously, I haven't. But I kind of want to go back and see whether or not she had a blue talk. The, I can't remember her name. Cordelia. Yeah, whether or not she had a blue talk or not, because obviously her dialogue had changed. It's intriguing, it's intriguing. I don't think we've ever had an incident where we've gone to a location with different people and tried to do the rounds before, so this is new to me. It's very new. You, I feel like you'd be different. Welcome. How about a nice crepe to top off a full day of touring the capital, huh? This place is full of pricey establishments. If you need a bite on the cheap, you can't beat my crepes. Mine are packed with fresh fruits wrapped in springy dough and topped with sweet cream. You won't find better in this city, trust me. Will I not? Oh. Lovely, a strawberry crepe. Because we should have spoken to you. Yeah. Okay. Oh, you guys are Emma's friends, right? They are. I fancy seeing you here, Class 7. It's been a while since we talked, hasn't it? Hello, and I'm so sorry, but I'm not sure we've met. And these two live in Erin Village, where Emma's from. Oh, I see. So they're just like the others we met then. Congratulations then, Nina. You're now one step closer to becoming a full-time wandering witch like you wanted. Aw, thank you, Altina. I'm so excited. It's amazing how many people there are out here, and how lively they all are. The world is just so bright and shining. At least, that's how it usually is. But sometimes it seems like they get really gloomy too. I wonder why. And there's the million-mirror question. Yeah, if I had to put it into words, I can sense multiple sources of mana that feel somehow murky. It's not as strong as it was during the Twilight, though, so that makes it hard to pin down their source. Yeah, that's exactly how it feels. You're so smart, Marjorie. Interesting. Then at the very least, there's clearly something going on, even if we can't say what it is yet. Thanks for letting us in on what you know. We'll be sure to keep a close lookout for anything that's suspicious. Okay, good luck, guys. Vita Clotilde used to sing at this opera house, didn't she? Had no idea this building was such a big deal. I'll have to get her autograph when she comes back. I just remembered that a good friend of mine gave me S-section tickets to the opera house. I think I'll take Nina to see a show with me, while Euclase and Alberio aren't looking. Make it a fun girls' night out. Right, so don't think there's anyone else around here we need to check in on, so hotel. We're scheduled to have lunch with Representative Regnitz at this hotel. We still have some time to spare, but I wonder if we should head in early. Entering the hotel will cause the main story to advance. Heimdall will become inaccessible, as will any sub-events yet to be seen. Enter the Himmel. Here we go then. What does Carl want to see us about?
Thank you for coming.
Representative Regnitz.
Not at all. Thank you for inviting us.
Oh, hello! Alfin Rizeano.
I'm so happy I get to see your faces again.
Your Highness.
What brings you here, Your Highness? I should very much be asking you the same thing. All this, and you're being forced to place yourself in harm's way for my brother. I'm so sorry for not consulting you first. Yes, as you ought to be. I'm your best friend. I could have thanked you much sooner, Elise, had you not kept this a secret from me. Then you won't stop me? Stop you? Heaven forbid. As soon as Representative Regnitz informed me of the details, I chose to accompany him of my own volition. I cannot bear to ignore a matter that involves my family. So please, let me do my part. Let me be part of your team.
I'd like that very much.
You've always been a part of the team, Your Highness.
Aw, that's very sweet coming from Altina.
Well, this has come to a fine resolution, but it won't do to begin discussions on an empty stomach.
Do you have any scones? Sorry, scones?
Why don't we have some lunch first?
You won't hear any objections from me.
I could definitely use a bite.
Where's the food at? Ah, that really hit the spot. Oh, it's in Milliam's stomach. That explains it. I can hardly believe you finished it all. Your stomach really is a void. I'd like to see who can eat more between you and Maya. I can't blame you, though. The quality of a first-class hotel's food is not to be underestimated. Yeah, I didn't think I'd get to come to a place like this on my food tour. You must really like it too, Dilly. You ate a ton. Well, I'm a growing girl just as much as you. Well, I'm glad you both enjoyed it. Shall we get down to business, then? First, I wanted to discuss the disappearance of the prince and the new princess. With what we have now, we believe it to be the work of a terrorist who goes by sea. I don't think so. I wish we could say more about them, but I'm afraid we know very little. Just that they're the leader of a so-called Reborn Imperial Liberation Front. Again, to me, at the moment, we've only seen C. That seems to be it. They also look slightly different from the C we dealt with in the past. Speaking of which, I'd like your take on the matter, Irene. Do you believe the new C and the original C are one and the same? No. No. I'll admit that I haven't been able to get in touch with Crow to confirm for sure. But I'm convinced that no, they are not the same person. If Crow was to just come back, he would have got in touch. He would have. That's just where he is these days in his growth as a character. I was thinking the same. This new one has mimicked the original style in their statement, but I think Crow has left those days behind for good. It's a relief to hear you feel that way. Seems like a safe bet, yeah. As for the contents of their statement, they refer directly to His Highness. Our first target was the foolish prince and his wings, now bound to inaction. That does make it quite clear that they were responsible for the abduction. I don't know, I feel like he just learned that and added it to his statement, maybe to prompt us into action. Something along those lines. I would assume wings refers to the courageous. Vast as the Empire is, how they're able to keep a ship of that size hidden from sight is quite the mystery in itself. Yeah, it might have stealth capabilities, but that can only go so far on its own. It's impressive they've managed to keep its location from the Intelligence Division, even if it isn't at its former size. Me and Tilly are still in it, though. So, you heard any new statements from C? I'm afraid not. That's the only one. We've been trying to investigate this matter as best we can, but our foe is quite cunning. They won't let themselves be caught so easily. If only. Given the nature of this crime, we'll need to be exceptionally covert during our investigation. But naturally, the government cannot and will not leave this case unsolved. You will have our full backing however you choose to go about this. If you are in need of the military's police assistance, you need only to ask. Thank you, Your Excellency. Next, I'd like to discuss my primary reason for summoning you here. Would that be the information you said you wanted to share when you called? That it would. This information was given to me by General Van Dyke, but Princess Alfin and Elise have also verified it with their own experiences. Really? Does this relate to the thing you were concerned about when we met up with Elliot? Yes, it does. Here we go. Allow me to explain. The students of St. Estrella come from many a different background. We have many with family in the military, including officers and generals. Wait, is the military doing something and you aren't aware of it? Huh. If that's the case, though, could be something else. And that in itself isn't a problem. No. What is that many of these military family members have been reportedly acting strange of late. In what way? I remember hearing rumors about that when I was at the school, too. Most of them are seemingly reformists and young officers who idolize the late Chancellor. It's as if they refuse to settle back into normality after the war's end. They're still addressing others with deep aggression and are clearly very unhappy with the current state of the Empire. But the thing that concerns us most of all is their reaction to Crossbell's reoccupation. They aren't at all angry with the idea of a united nation. It's the opposite, in fact. They're in full support of it. That is not good. That's an understatement. What utter insanity. The success of a united nation would also mean the end of Erebonia. Precisely. I'm a reformist, but supporting such an extreme concept is nothing short of baffling to me. According to General Van Dyke, some of them have been showing worrying signs of plotting something in light of this. Exactly what that something is in detail, he has yet to confirm. That kind of ties up with what me, Eustace, and Elliot found out too. Yeah. Could you tell me what you discovered? The group shared their findings with Representative Recknitz. Soldiers holding covert meetings in the city, and large amounts of supplies disappearing. It wouldn't surprise me if members of the army were defecting to the Ebon Defense Force. I think we need to look into potential points of contact between them. Agreed. I think we've also got a clearer picture of what's been going on here after sharing all we know. If we put the pieces we currently have together, the muck and mire that gathers in the Vermilion City from C's statement refers to defecting members of the army. That makes sense. The statement did mention it would see those who supported the United Nation pay for their crimes. Guess it's all fallen into place then. Yeah, but doesn't that raise a question for you guys? Why would C want to stop that? If there really are rebels in the army, and punishing them is C's goal, then who we find first doesn't really matter, because the other will be there. How convenient for us. Yeah, sure is. I'm glad I was able to help put you on the right track. Class 7 always comes through in the end. Triple dot. Your Highness? Pardon me. You don't have to worry. I'm hardly the one for whom life is difficult right now. Triple dot. I'm sure that if I were to ask you to rest, you wouldn't listen. But please, at least be a little gentler to yourself, Your Highness. But the great mental burden of not knowing whether family is safe and well is not to be underestimated. Them being missing also means you have to carry on with the work that would normally be given to them. You are going through too much for one to handle right now. If you are feeling at all unwell, we would like for you to consider taking some time off. I couldn't possibly. I'm in full agreement. Taking care of yourself is as much a part of your duties as working. While you do that, We'll see to it these crimes are solved. You have our word. And I'll do what I can in your stead. And I will see that Prince Olivert and Lady Scheherazade are brought home as soon as possible. You can put your trust in us. I suppose you're right. Perhaps resting is as much part of my duties as well. It is.
My heart is breaking for you, Your Highness.
Oh my.
No one should have to handle a burden like this alone.
Reen? You're staring.
He does that.
Oh, I'm sorry. That wasn't my intention.
It wasn't my intention to scold you either. I'm well aware that you're being considerate of my feelings, and I appreciate it.
I'm glad.
And you won't have to worry, Your Excellency. We're still not sure exactly how the situation stands in Crossbell, but I'm sure Machias is just fine. I concur. It will take more than this to make him lose heart. Thank you both. I've also put similar faith in my son. I'm sure he's doing everything he can on the inside to see justice prevail. As are Elisa and Toa. I think we all feel the same way. They ain't got nothing to worry about as long as they have Super Maid with them. And we're a whole super crew, so if they got things covered, then so do we. That's right. Thank you all for your time. I'm glad we could exchange information. It was a very worthwhile meeting. Well, we ought to make our way back to the palace. Be careful on your journey, everyone. And I'm counting on you, Elise. Thank you, Your Highness. Good luck. I'm always available if you need to get in touch. Should we get going too, then? Yes, let's. Alright, the rounds again! Let's actually see about going up here. Again, what was the time frame with Nadia and Lapis, though? You would also be more than welcome to stay, should you like. We have the honor of being regarded as Erebonia's finest hotel, and we'll spare no effort to show why that is. I forgot to check whether or not she had a grey. Because we are treating the grey ones as being done, because we had spoken to these two. Yeah, we'll treat them as done. So let's head on out. Something feels strange. Choosing to continue will cause the main story to advance. It will also not be possible to go any further in Reen's story for a brief period. Proceed. Is something wrong? It's probably nothing. I just got a weird feeling. Feels like something is in my pocket that wasn't there before. Oh? Oh! What is this? Huh? That's a weird-looking mirror. Since when did you carry one of those around? Since never. This isn't mine. It just ended up in my pocket somehow. Are you certain? I doubt anyone could slip something into your pocket without you noticing. Yeah, that's the strange bit there. Yeah, nothing gets by you, Reen. Tripled up. I don't have a clue how this got there, but there has to be a reason behind it. I can't imagine it connects in any way to the prince's disappearance, or what's happening in Crossbell. It's clearly going to be connected, though. Can't very well do nothing, but I don't have a clue what to do with it. Alright, so if we went outside, it's like, yeah, I don't think I can afford to ignore this suspicious mirror. But I don't know what to do with it either. Yeah, we can't do anything else at this point, can we? Like, we're stuck. We're stuck inside this hotel. Right, let's see if we can carry on over on C's route then. That still says it's locked. Which would be funny, because if we now go back inside... Yeah, so we're just before, aren't we? because these guys are still stationed here. So this is slightly before in terms of time. It's interesting. Interesting just bouncing around like this. Just, huh. Right, so you know what that means. We have to go over to Lloyd's route and see what's going on over there. Why is that one so much later? See what's going on over there in Crossbell. But we'll use this as a place to end this part. And we'll start the next part with Lloyd's route and see what's happened there. So we'll see you in the next part. Ta-da for now.